What's up, Digidestins? This is Kyle D, better known as RideMyAvatar, and this week, we got a full week of BT-19 format. So we kind of get a new understanding of what we can expect. And we had some major events, which I covered in yesterday's video, but today we're going to see what the first week held and decks that we kind of get to talk about. So without further ado, let's get into the video, shall we? So let's start this off. So first off, Blue Armors came out of nowhere. It was not that high up in just this recent weeks, but it looks like Blue Armors, Blue Flare, Sun and Moon, Blue Green Imperial Digimon, Mirage Gauga. This is Lord Nightmon, Beelzemon, Nightmon, Millenniumon, Purple Hybrid, Plants and Fairies, Royal Base, Crossheart, D Reaper, Dynas, Dorulu, Fenriluga, Sakuya, Lusamon, Pulsemon, the whole 9 yards are here. We'll go more in depth as the weeks go on. We'll pick some more fun ones, but we kind of get a understanding that there's something brewing with armors. So we'll have to look at that at the end. But we're going to talk about Bloomlord because Bloomlord has a little place in my heart. I love that they're starting to adapt and start to learn and do some crazy shenanigans. So first off, this one's very important. Your turn. When this Digimon attacks an opponent's Digimon, this Digimon may unsuspend. So with the fact that this is an inheritable for Bloomlord, that means Bloomlord gets to restand and attack again with his DP bonuses. You know, this is vitally important because Bloomlord really needed that extra little bit of aggression, and now it can clear security without breaking a sweat. So just keep this in mind, but nice little added techs are like Cherubimon Ace for its on play, and when digivolving, you may play one green or yellow level 4 or lower card from your hand without paying its cost. Then until the end of your opponent's turn, one of their Digimon gets minus 4,000 DP for each other Digimon. Cherubimon Ace, being that ace card that we kind of like to have, is phenomenal. We build wide boards anyway, so why not take advantage of that wide board generation and make it to our own? So with Cherubimon Ace substituting in, I know there was no Quantumon in the list, but it's a really nice tech, and I think it's also really nice is Leopardmon X. Being able to set up your Grand Galemon for its Vortex ability also helps out too. So with Leopardmon X being able to play bodies for a cheap reduction cost, it really does help out. So keep this in mind, being able to control with Leopardmon X and Cherubimon Ace and having the aggression of Bloomlord makes this probably a really good trifecta. There's Bloomlord's biggest issue is always its protection issues, but basically Leopardmon X is doing what Bloomlord wants to do without having to do Quantumon shenanigans. I mean, this is really solid, to be straight. Then we have Dynasmon here. So Dynasmon is playing all the new support that it's gotten, but it is teching in like the Salamons and the Gatos and the Angelwolmon as benefits. Not terrible ideas. And we got the Calamons in here. So if we take a look at what Dynasmon is kind of trying to do for itself, we have Dynasmon X antibody when digivolving, when attacking. If Dynasmon or X antibody is Digievolution cards, trash the top card security, trash your opponent's top card security card. This Digimon gets plus 6,000 DP until the end of your opponent's turn, and end of your turn if you have 2 or fewer, recovery 1. So it kind of synergizes with its old self, but being able to have raid and blocker, he's already now hitting for a whopping 18k, which means big boys like Mother D Reaper and stuff like that are getting answered pretty quickly. So even Magnamon X antibody, you can kind of toe-to-toe it here. And then you also have this Dynasmon 2 on play when digivolving by trashing the top card of security stack. One of your Digimon gets blocker and gets plus 6,000 DP on the other turn. So this can become 17 on its own. And then if you can get into X and keep it your turn, which shouldn't be too terrible to go from 3 to 4 memory, this is going to really make your opponent have a bad day. And this combination, especially with the Gatos being able to generate memory as well, being able to now raid to any of your opponent's threats is just ridiculous. And this makes your opponent just really have a hard time outing this because you're going to hit 24,000 DP by yourself. That is very tough for most decks to even reach that number. So Dynasmon definitely got the boost it needed. Dragon's Roar. By trashing the top security card, one of your Digimon gets minus 6,000 DP on the opponent's Digimon, minus 6,000 DP until the end of turn. Then if you have 2 or fewer security, place this card at the bottom security. And then this one deletes one of your opponent's Digimon with 6,000 DP or less. Then if you have 0 security, recovery 1. And then as if it was trashed, while you have a yellow data or witchery, which the God of Mons are datas, if I remember correctly. Oh my god, this has so great synergy. And then you have Dynasmon Ace that has raid, and then on play when Digivolving and attacking, you know, by trashing the top security card, one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 6,000 DP until the end of turn. And then while you have 3 or fewer security card, this Digimon gets plus 4,000 DP and blocker. So this is really nice because you're immediately going to get some value out of it, being able to neg their Digimon minus 6,000 DP, as long as you trash something. Hopefully it's not a Magna X, but you can get higher to 6,000 DP, which is what you kind of want to be in that magic number range to get over their threats. Then we do have the B base. So insects are kind of getting a little buggy here, but if we're going to take a look at it, B base is using like Queen Beemon, who has Alliance. When attacking, you may place 1 Royal Base trait Digimon face up in your security with a play cost. You may play 1 Royal Base trait Digimon from your face up security cards with a play cost 8, reduced by 8, which is really nice. Why the hell are Arbor-Bonds? This means your ultimates come in, which is really cool. And then all turns when any of your Royal Base traits would leave the battle area other than in battle, you may place those Digimon face up as a bottom security card. So this basically free recovery. Green's never had recovery, by the way. B-Base is an interesting mechanic. Hopefully this gets more in depth, and this thing could probably be a really cool deck to see in tournaments. This one's security. Opponents turn all your Royal Base traits gain blocker. So this thing, while it's face up in security, is nuts. This is giving blockers, so you're just having fun for days. And on play, when Digivolving, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with a play cost 2 or less. For each of your face-up security cards, add 2 to the effect played. That's ridiculous. And then all turns, when this Digimon deletes an opponent's Digimon in battle, trash the top security stock. And then you have Form Beemon. So this one is just gives boosting effects. And I think Wasmon does the same thing. Yeah, both give boost effects, so if they're both in security, your base stuff is getting ridiculous. You're having fun with this. Royal Base is going to be fun. When any of your other Digimon with Royal Base traits would leave the battle area by effects, by placing this Digimon face up as a bottom security card, they do not leave. So protection is really cool, and especially, you know, opponents turn none of your opponent's Digimon with as much or less DP as this Digimon can attack players. So these guys kind of protect you. They're similar like a hive. These are the, you know, drones that kind of protect the base. And then you have like Cannon Beemon. That's basically all your Royal Base traits gain the security blocker. And then on play, when Digivolving, for each face up security card, de-Digivolve one of your opponent's Digimon. And then when it's trash the security card. So Cannon Beemon and Vasmon are really great cards, aren't they? And you have Tiger Vasmon, that's piercing, reboot. For each of your face-up security cards, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon, then none of their Digimon can unsuspend until the end of turn. And then all turns, when another Digimon is deleted in battle, this Digimon may unsuspend. It has Insectoid trait. Then Lord Nightmon is starting to do some crazy shenanigans as well, so be ready for this deck to pop up. So if you don't know what the new Lord Nightmon stuff, using like Deltamon, trash 1 card in your hand, delete one of your opponent's level 4 or lowers, just some really good value there. But Lord Nightmon's collision and piercing, de-Digivolve one of your opponent's Digimon for each of your Digimon, then one of your opponent's Digimon can't Digivolve until the end of turn. Locking out Digi-Evolution is really huge. And then all turns, if Lord Nightmon or X Antibodies Digi-Evolutions cards, all your Digimon with Nightmon in its name text gains Alliance plus 3,000 DP. Really solid, right? And you have Lord Nightmon itself. On play, when Digivolving, you may place 1 level 4 or lower card from trash without paying its cost. Opponent's turn, when any of your Digimon attacks, you may change the attack target to one of your Digimon with Royal Knights in its traits. Really solid. Lord Nightmon being able to redirect and get into its Lord Nightmon X forms or anything like that is really solid. I think being able to have collision and piercing is exactly the daydream that, you know, we wanted to see for a while. So it's kind of cool. This is Millenniumon. You guys were asking to see it, so let's dive into it a little bit. We kind of know it's Gazi supported. You want to focus on that with the Demi-Meras because you need to get your pieces into trash as soon as possible to combo off and do all your crazy shenanigans. But the upgraded take here is that, you know, you have Shadramon here that's searching for Twilight and Composite. We're not going to speak. I freaking hate myself. But it's going to be able to play your Nanes from trash, and then it saves and Digicross with Nanes. Chimeramon is on play. When Digivolving, delete one of your Digimon, delete one of your opponents. Level 3 and one level 4 and one level 5. Really solid removal. But on deletion, delete one of your level 4 or lower red or Digimon, and you may play one Machinimon from trash without paying its cost. This is really solid, and it has a Digicross. And the same thing with the new Mugen. It's an on play when Digivolving, delete a level 5 or lower, and then on deletion you may play one level 5 or lower with a Cyborg or the other effect trait from your trash without paying its cost. And then it's Digicross 1 for 5 level 5 or lower Cyborg or this a trait. And then, you know, an inheritable, when any of your opponent's Digimon attacks, you may change the attack target to one of your Digimon with Wicked God or Composite. Maloon Millenniumon, being able to Digivolve on top of any Millenniumon's, well, bracketed Millenniumon. On play when Digivolving, your opponent's trashes cards in their hands, so they have 5 remaining, and for every 2 cards trash with this effect, delete their Tamer, which is really good Tamer hate counter. And then all turns when this Digimon would leave the battle area by deleting one of your Digimon with Composite trait in it, it does not leave. So it gets its own protection skill, which is really solid and especially can snowball out of control. And then all turns when other Digimon or Tamers are deleted, trash the top card of your opponent's security stack. Really solid. And then you have Zeeg Millenniumon, which has when this Digimon with no Digievolution card would be suspended and isn't affected by your opponent's effects. Can't be suspended or anything like that. And then you have Overclock, which lets you attack in. And then on play when Digivolving, or, you know, when attacking, return one Digimon from your opponent's trash to the top of their deck, return one of their Digimon to the bottom of the deck. So basically you're going like big boy bottom, something you're not going to enjoy on top. So keeping that in mind, and the overclock with this trait is really cool too, because then this triggers all your blow up effects too, which can lead to that other Millenniumon getting out too. So with Zeed Millenniumon, it's pretty cool. The only way you're going to really get it out is Wicked Gods of Descent, because with Moon Millenniumon, you can choose not to activate his protection skill. So he just dies, and then the Wicked God of Descent activates, and you get to play your Zeed Millenniumon for free. And now your opponent just got to deal with that. Just keep this in mind. And then you have like Nene that's going to help you for all turns when any of your Digimon with these 2 traits with Digicross requirement would be played by spending this Tamer. You can use it from underneath them. This is really solid. I think the deck has a lot of potential at the end of the day, and we'll have to see what happens going forwards. But I think we can definitely say this is probably where we're going to start our base from. And then we do have Magnamon. Magnamon's just very stock list. Nothing too crazy out of the ordinary here has changed up. You know, you got everything you kind of expect for this deck, right? Right. The only new card is this one here. So this one is Hakumon. Kumon. This thing is a fish. It has an inheritable. This Digimon attack target can't be changed. So this means no blockers for you. But also, blocker on play when Digivolving. One of your Digimon can't be deleted by battle until the end of your opponent's turn. This means Magnamon X gets free protection. It either gets the ability not to be able to be blocked, or it gets the ability to basically say, screw the battle. Why is this a thing? You gotta laugh at this stuff. But guys, hopefully this is some great insight of meta decks that you guys might want to build. We don't know how much 19. I have a feeling, which I will make a video on Thursday of my full predictions of what we're going to get, and then we'll see from there. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll catch you next one. Peace.